Let's get started. Mindset again. Head to the evidence board. Retrace our steps through today. Anything that could give us a lead on Perseus.
A lot of this stuff's been sitting around for years.
That's it. Seems we'll pick up the rest with
Thank you, Agent Azalea.
It's gonna take a little while to get everything functioning again.
Supplies will be back.
Bell? A lot of this stuff's been sitting around for years.
Bell, you're looking a little pale. You up for this? Good. You've just moved up on my favorite team member list. Right past Lazar.
Congratulations.
We're placing key intel up there. One for each mission. Forming connections. I want a red line right to Perseus. It'd be good for Park to hear it from us firsthand. Maybe we have overlooked something. You just met her yesterday, right? I don't know. Why don't you ask her? Maybe you two have a special rapport. Keep it professional, Bell. The safe house? I've done time here before. Years back. This go-round? Just a few days now. Ask Lazar, he can't get enough of safe houses. We've done some jobs together. Good guy, you'll like him. He keeps things light. Don't be a stranger.
Bell. Working with the CIA over a decade. On their actual payroll? Going on about 5 years. I was born in D.C. Parents moved to Israel when I was a kid. Dual citizenship has its advantages. Yeah. I landed in the Israeli Defense Forces out of university. Did a tour there. After that, the Mossad. That's when I first started working with the CIA. And occasionally, I'm boss man Adler over there. You probably know more than me. I guess it's something the top brass wanted to keep to themselves. This one is luxury. Fresh air, lots of room. Try being squeezed into a 500 square foot shithole with 5 other people. A long drive into Berlin is worth it. Believe me. Enough talk.
Sims, heavy.
How are things, Bell? In this case, quite. I understand you may have first-hand knowledge that could help us. It must be difficult, Bell. I can't claim to have experienced what you have. Perhaps going over it again could be therapeutic. You and I. It's entirely possible. I have a long collaborative history with other intelligence services. Our paths have likely crossed at some point. Well, I'm keen to hear about your time in Indochina. So close to Perseus. Not nearly as much as I'd like. I have experience with others like Perseus. They're all chess players. I enjoy predicting the next move. We'll talk again soon. I wouldn't keep Adler waiting too long.
Give the board a look, Bell. It's time to wake up. It's crank time.
talk on the drive, Bell.
Capture rather than kill him. He holds answers to a great many questions.
Hold that thought.
Your preference has been noted, Agent Park.
That'll work.
Here to entertain me. You being funny? Did we not just go through this? Look, I could say so many things right now. No, forget about it. It's good. Only when they tell me not to. This assignment, I'm mostly gonna run the shop. Whatever you guys need, I'll make sure you have it. You see, I got a list of connections longer than the Great Wall. Adler needs it, I can procure it. No exceptions. Sure, I could get that. No problem. Easy. I can have that in-house by next week. Clever. But I wasn't joking earlier. That's a hell of a request, but give me enough time and I can have one parked outside. Okay. Now how you gonna pay for that? Last I heard, Adler cuts the checks around here. Unless you got a suitcase full of cash, I'm gonna consider your request null and void. Yeah, he's here. Doc, I think you want this one.
Collections?
You bound some checks again?
I'll take it back here.
Hello. Shit. I tried to track that motherfucker years ago when he went to Italy for a douchebag conference. He's slick. If you see him, tell him Lawrence Sims says hello. Hey, I'm not gonna judge. You might have been red once, but you did us right in the war. Maybe sometimes you gotta be on the wrong side first. Am I right? Come again.
But don't
What?
worry, we'll stop.
You think everything's about you now?
That intel you found in Da Nang was treasure trove. Well, you tell me. After we dug it up, you spent 2 full hours decrypting everything inside. You seem to think Volkov was the name to pay attention to. Are you feeling all right, Bell? That's one of the reasons we wanted you on this team. Not even the CIA's best cryptographers have been able to crack that dossier. You're special, Bell. But it also sounds like you need a nap. We have, for a short while. We share a common interest. Though to be frank, he's not the most pleasant person I've worked with. No more than you need to, I'll tell you that. Avoid personal questions. And whatever you do, never ask him about his scar. Do you really think that if I knew, I would tell you? You're cute. Born on the coast of Leningrad, never travels when the sun's out. He has impeccable taste in scotch. And medieval torture devices. I think he'd love the UK. I plan on giving him a personal tour. My pleasure.
Nice work producing that name, Bell. We archive everything. CIA's like my ex-wife. Won't throw a damn thing away. The trick is knowing what's buried in that pile and getting the thing you need when you need it. Did I ever see his face? No. That photo on the board is all we have, and it's more than 20 years old. Handsome man. I hope the years weren't kind to him. Bell, you're a spy, but let's keep it outside the building, not inside. Understand? We'll leave within the hour.
Madam Shell mean anything to you?
Sounds familiar.
There's intel crisscrossing ARPANET that her body washed up along the Padillos
What's
River
on your
in
mind?
Cyprus.
This isn't the first government agency I've broken into. The best are virtually impenetrable. But there's always a weakness. In this case, the weakness is the KGB placing too much trust in one of their own. If there was ever an operation suited to your skill set, it's this one. I handle the talking. You get us the names. Why do you ask? Mm-hmm. I don't. He's not one of mine. If I couldn't put my life in the hands of vetted strangers, I'd be in a different line of work. No, MI6 focuses mainly on the perimeter. Agents in client states, smaller figures within the USSR. They go from the outside in. Belikov is one of ours, supposedly. I'm trusting Hudson here. Man can be a pain in the ass, but he's no fool. Scar? You mean this? Is it noticeable? I jumped off a roof in Calcutta back in '75 while chasing a Soviet agent. The jump was successful. The landing, not so much. Advice? Always make sure you know where the utility poles are. Okay.
Have you come to convince me that you should be headlining this operation? Is that right? Well, at least you're not hiding behind Adler. I'll grant you that. Now what is it? That's on a need-to-know basis. And from where I'm standing, there's no reason in hell you need to know that. You're to make contact with him and follow Adler's lead. Negative. Digging into the KGB's most classified database would blow his cover and burn years of posturing. He'll get you in, but he won't go near that list of names. We can't take the time to fabricate them. Belikov will get you uniforms, and from there you'll need to improvise. Strategically speaking, this borders on insanity, which is precisely the type of work we rely on Adler for. Either as Adler's most trusted ally, or as cannon fodder. An excellent proposition.
Well, I didn't expect to see you back here. Less is more. Less talking, less interaction, less commotion. Blend in. It's the last place they'll expect an intrusion, so you'll have that to your advantage. Pretty much everything else is at your disadvantage. Coordinating infill and exfil. We've had to move mountains to fashion an untraceable route to Lubyanka Square. I'll make sure that goes off without a hitch. Getting you out, however, is another headache entirely. I've requested updated aerial reconnaissance to aid in planning your escape route. I don't want to run into any unknowns. Our path out of the Soviet Union will be anything but conventional. Hudson has his biases. There are people he'll never trust, and certain people he trusts impeccably. Just so happens you fall into the former category. I wouldn't dwell on it. Hudson was leery about commingling with other intelligence agencies, but after President Reagan greenlit Adler's operation, he fell in line like a good little American patriot. Remember when I warned you about inquiring into Adler's past? Some of that was likely projection. We're not always proud of our scars. I believe there are better ways to embellish one's character. But in our line of work, it's often more important to diminish the impression we leave on people. I'll be here if you need me.
Check out the board when you're ready.
Nope.
Time to break out your Russian, Bell.
Well, she's...
You know what this dude thinks about Park.
She's a true professional. I don't trust anyone at first, but after Berlin, I realized she's the real deal. Park's one of the guys to me.
One of the guys my ass.
Yeah. Hell no. KGB headquarters? Just between you and me.
And me.
And Sims. I hope I never get closer than pulling up in a car and picking you up. This has every chance of going tits down.
Up, man. Tits up.
Up, down, what's the difference? You're ex-KGB, right? You ever been in there? Sorry. I shouldn't even ask you things like that. It was a different life. Better left forgotten. Yep. It's a long way to Moscow.
Don't touch my legs. There we go. You bored or what? Guys, Belle's lonely. Nope.
Hold on. Make it quick. I'm busy. Indeed it did. Our insider delivered in a big way. As for you, the baseline expectation around here is to surpass every expectation. So from the bottom of my ass, welcome to the team. I'm not in the business of discussing my personal views on team members to subordinates. Anything else? Plan A is Agent Azalea. We didn't pick Lazar for his charisma. He's an expert in bomb defusal. If it's live and he can't disarm it, you're still gonna get that nuke out of there. Bring a change of pants. Negative. Even at this size, Perseus could catch our scent on the wind and try to relocate. In this scenario, less is more. It's as good as it's gonna get. The intelligence community has spent years trying to track Perseus to a concrete location. This guy lives between the lines of recorded history. Nothing would put a bigger smile on my face than you personally putting him down. The projector's in the back corner if you need to go over any details from the briefing.
Look alive. It's Adler's protege.
Bell,
Are you fucking serious right now?
don't get him started.
Nah. Hold on. Let me set the record straight.
Here we go.
So yeah, Castro and I have some history between us. I had the opportunity to off the man, but our intel was flubbed. That sent a tidal wave of shit all the way up to DC. So if I find out that Perseus is in cahoots with Castro, and Hudson happens to find one of my bullets in Fidel's head, well, I say chalk it up to collateral damage.
Huh. Kept it under 5 minutes. I was expecting a diatribe. No, we were after a different spying case, Han. Huh, that's right. Our team was right next to Adler's when we touched down in Way City.
That's also the first time I had the misfortune of meeting Hudson. In all those years, nothing's changed. He still has the personality of a wet fucking blanket.
You hear that? We're fucking legends.
Yeah, wherever we go, we bring the thunder. Man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. You seem pretty unimpressed over in Fake Town, USA. Or, are you talking about Mason right now?
As I live and breathe.
You got a point in saying that?
You sound concerned too. If you're trying to be friendly, this is the dumbest way to go about it.
We're just fucking with you. You should be concerned. Yeah, well, you just snuck into the KGB with Adler, hacked their database, and got out in one piece. And I'll be going in with my boy here. If I were Perseus, I'd be running for the hills.
And I'd be calling in a mortar strike on that hill. Yeah, for Adler, it's a culmination of 3 decades of meticulous tracking. He'll probably be extra pissy on this mission. I advise you to stay focused and drop the nostalgia. Good. Then you're ready.
Yep.
Later, Bell.